It's time for the Split 3 broadcast of the second week of the Clio Cup SoF League in Season 3 of 2025. Of course, we are still in Snetterton, like I said, Split 3 once again, and something that is pretty similar to what we have seen in Split 1 and 2, with Split 1 being the second highest split in the history of the SoF League, and Split 2 having the highest strength Split 2 ever had. Split 3 does something very similar, in which, it is the highest SoF strength in the history of all Split 3 races we ever had here in the Clio Cup SoF League. So, high competition, will be interesting to see. Last time we had a Split 3 race that was in Oschersleben last week, of course. Dan Thornton won in front of Gianluca Covini and Daniel M. Bond, and if Mr. Broadcaster has not forgotten, in post-production you just saw or are currently seeing the top 10 of the last Split 3 race from said race in Oschersleben. And with that, I think we have everything we need to know. So let's take a look at the starting grid to see how qualifying went, and then we will be back for the start of the race. And now we know the grid, and we are ready to race. The lights are about to go red. Now they are red, and any moment now, and we are green. We are racing green, green, green. Let's go Split 3 here in week 2. No big incidents, no one sleeping at the start. Everyone went fine. And we are into turn 1. So far so good. Now the first interesting point. Forrester braking early. The cars left to right of him, not so much, and Ben Boatley's car already is a bit dented in the front. Maybe he kissed someone's rear. Who knows? But if we take a look at the minimap, everyone survived. Nicely done. But now first time for the tricky turn 4 and 5. Oh. Can we scratch that what I just said? Have you seen the car in the back? Number 14. Nathan Mead. There is something missing. There is something missing. It's early in the morning for me. I'm sorry, and I have slept 3 hours in total. Amazing, I love summer. But enough of me, I'm not part of this race. I'm just a broadcaster that tries to survive the English language. And apart from Nathan Mead's car looking interesting, everyone survived. And let's take a look how we are in the standings. But wait. Let's see if Toby Kiel and Johan Mikuchi. Seems as everything has worked out fine. Here we are with Chris Forrester, who is chasing Ben Botley. Yeah, let's take a look at the standings. Mert Gütunca from Turkey, Jason Humphrey, Ben Wright, Bruno Canero, Dan Thornton, Miles Layfield, Lucas Maheta, big hand. Speaking of that, no. This is number 4, James Moore. Now we have our first big incident. This has cost a lot. take a look at the mini-map. Meanwhile, Keel and Mikuchi still fighting. They're side by side. Toby Keel, one of the crew with the same livery. I don't know if they have a team name. I should have asked them. You know, the ones from Split 4 last week where we had 3 cars of them next to each other and one in the back. But I noticed in the starting grid that one of them, Nathan Mead, he was nice to me. He has put his name to the side. Here we can see it. Breaks super mega giga late. Tries a new configuration, Snetterton 400 maybe. And drops a lot of places as a result. Yeah, what I wanted to say before we had this incident in turn 4 with James Moore, Dan Thornton, winner of last week's Split 3 race. One of our Split 4 drivers from Poland reached out to me because I mentioned it several times that, hey, if you know this about pronunciations of names, feel free to correct me, I want to learn. And he reached out to me and gave me a list of the few of the Polish drivers we had so far this season in how to pronounce them correctly, so to speak. And last week I called him Lucas Macheta, which would be a more English-styled pronunciation. But Macheta means machete in Polish, apparently. Oh, his bumper looks not nice. And according to him, the Polish way to pronunciate is Lucas Maheta. So let's keep it at that. Dan Thornton on the inside against said Lucas Maheta. One car dented in the front, one in the back. Maybe they had a tete-a-tete already earlier this race. But yeah, the first 5 minutes are almost over, and if we take a look at the minimap, 4 cars in front, then Miles Layfield somewhat driving a lonely race. Then Thornton, Maheta, and Chris Stansfield as a group, with Ben Boatley. Another dented car. Three of those 4 have either a dent in the front or in the back. They have seen things, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have Bruno Canero in the BWT livery, the pink car, chasing Ben Wright, Mr. Coca-Cola. Did you sign contracts with those companies, I wonder? Anyway, Jason Humphrey, one of the... I don't know their team name. I really should have asked them if they have a team name, or are they just a group of friends that decide to drive a very similar livery. We have to find out for next week, because you guys are there next week as well. You know that you're contractually obligated by now. Just kidding. Johan Mikuchi in the BWT Alpine skin. A bit different to the driver with just a BWT skin. But so far it's... I mean, we have seen 1 or 2 little incidents, but nothing too major. I mean, sadly for James Moore, what happened to him. I'm curious to see how Nathan Mead lost his front bumper. I assume, just assuming, lap 1, turn 2, braking at the usual brake spot and not the start of the race brake spot. It's just assuming. We will see in the replays at the end if I'm right or wrong. If it happened differently, I'm sorry Nathan, didn't mean to attack you. But like I said, assumption, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, this race feels quite a bit different to what we have seen in... Oh, maybe Toby Keel, Adam Brockton. Adam Brockton from Australia. So not just Kevin Anfield waking up early to drive in the Clio SoF. Adam Brockton does so as well. He has been in a few SoF races throughout the history. I believe this is his 4th race. So always nice to see people from all over the world to compete And he tries to make up a position. This is for P11. Right now he is in front. Down to this so difficult turn 4-5 section. One of the toughest. Ooh, Toby Keel. He wanted to turn in. Have you seen? Ui. I have seen that in the Split 2 race from a certain driver with the number 7 as well. He lost 2 positions as a result of that. Adam, you're lucky that you're not me. Nice little airtime though. Yeah, it's such a tricky section, mainly because of that super high sausage curb. That thing is brutal. And what I wanted to say is we have quite a bit of different feel in this race. We have one big fighting group here, 13, 14, 15. Man, that front bumper, it hurts to see. It really hurts. And of course, since this is Split 3, we see different approaches in terms of racing line. But not as many mistakes as one would think. Split 3 out of 4. But it's a good Split 3. Like I said, it's the highest Split 3 average strength we ever had, with 1643. In the iRacing UI it says 1642. I mentioned it last week. It has probably something to do with how iRacing and the overlay are calculating, or rather rounding the numbers. But we don't mind. 43, 42 doesn't change a lot. Bruno Canero, okay, this was just a blink. I was just seeing him getting from 1 to 4, or rather from 4 to 1 to back to 4, but this is just a blink. Alan Patton, Toby Keel, they are giving us quite a bit to see. After Adam Brockton has getting past Toby Keel. But it's interesting to see drivers we have seen in Split 4 last week, now in Split 3. So maybe the upwards trajectory for some of them. Adam Patton goes past Toby Keel, nicely done. We take a look at his dashboard that the last lap was at 122.27. It's a bit slower, of course, than Split 1 and 2, but this is to be expected. And now teammate versus teammate stuff. Nah, he slots right behind. And what happened to Ben Botley? And what happened to the car there in front as well? There was... Oh! Okay, scratch that. I will take a note for the time slot in general. We had a car in the pits, a car going super wide, which we don't really saw, and now this collision. I think there's something to take a look at. Dan Thornton, last week he won Split 3. This week he is now in P7 after Lucas Maheta gets in front of him. Dan Thornton struggling here in Snetterton. Who knows? Bruno Canero, fastest lap in the race. He is in P4 chasing Ben Wright. Half a second distance, this is still possible. But yeah, it's a tough track, especially like I said so often now. Turn 4 and 5, but also the hairpin, turn 2 into turn 3. And the final corner as well, so not many corners. Watch out. And Stansfield take the advantage from it. Nope, he can't. Always nice to see these Clio SoF liveries. Presented and created by our Split 1 driver John Cook, our co-community manager, I might add. And they are looking fantastic. So many color variations. He added even more. You can find them on Trading Paint. Yoan Mikuchi flashing lights, not happy with what Toby Keel has done. From what we have seen, didn't look that egregious. I mean, it's a corner where you slow down before the braking zone. Maybe we've missed something. It's a possibility, but they're still fighting. Keel, Mikuchi, Nathan Mead behind them. And side by side to the inside, Johan Mikuchi. And they touch. And they touch. Ooh, there's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to unpack there. We will take a look at it afterwards, of course, as is the usual. Here we have Chris Forrester and Adam Brockton. Interesting choice of line from Chris Forrester. First being super wide. Speaking of super wide. Just from the choice of line before the corner, I had a feeling that something like this would happen. Super wide to the left. Sudden shift to the right. And then going into the corner and as a result getting super wide there as well. What a shame. What a shame. So as the race goes on, we get more and more incidents. Like I said, this is to be expected, but you have to learn. You have to make mistakes to see, this I can do, this I can't do. Let's reduce the things of can't do and increase the things of can do to make myself faster, less mistake prone. Miles Layfield and Bruno Canero. Canero has lost quite a bit of time. And now Miles Layfield on the inside braking. Canero stays in front of him. Fine. Yeah, what we have not talked at all are the top three basically. Mert, Gurtuncha, Jason Humphrey, Ben Wright. Yeah, they're not. Everyone has a bit of a separation, and thus they're driving their race, which is about to end. There he is. Congratulations, well-deserved win. Jason Humphrey in P2, Ben Wright in P3, and Canero and Layfield close together, but not close enough. Oh, speaking about close, Thornton Stansfield, who won it? I think it was Dan Thornton. Wow, that was close. Dan Thornton finish line. Interesting. We had a photo finish there for P7. I like it. And these are the results. Mert Gurtuncha down to Chris Forrester on page 1. Nicely done. And there Nathan Mead to Ben Boatley. We don't know what happened. From a mistake to a disconnect, everything can happen. I will take a look at it. Yeah, a different race to split 1 and 2, that's for sure. But we have a few things to take a look at the end in terms of the replay. But now, let's jump to the standings. And here we are at the standings, and as usual, since we are in split 3, we are focusing on split 3 drivers, because 1 and 2 already got their attention, so to speak. And the highest driver I can see on the official standings is Dan Thornton in P22 after winning last week. We see Jason Humphrey, he is in 25. This week's winner, Mert Gurtuncha, in 26. I see Toby Keel, I see Bruno Canero. Yeah, there's quite a few. Ben Wright, 32. James Moore, Lucas Maeta, Stansfield, Nathan Mead. Yeah, there are a lot of people that driving regularly. Of course, they have a little bit of advantage. But there are lots of split 3 drivers appearing. This is a good sign. I like it. I really like it. And thus, quite a few of them are in the top 50. Like also Chris Forrester, Nathan Mead, Stansfield, etc., etc. This is a good sign. This is a good sign. But now let's focus on the Split 3 championship, so to speak. The unofficial Split 3 championship done by me, just as a fun little tool for the lower splits to have something to fight for. And Dan Thornton leads with 45 points in front of Mert Gutunca, who is in 30 points, then Toby Keel, Chris Stansfield and Lucas Maheta in the top 5 for this category. 26 drivers so far have driven a Split 3 race. And yeah, little thing about Ben Boatley before we go to the highlights at the end. I looked at it, full lockup into turn 4 and then left the track. Yeah, it is what it is. But enough of potential spoilers for the highlights, because they're up next to finish this broadcast. But we are not done with the week, because Split 4 has returned as well, and we have a replay for that. So I'm looking forward to see the final race of the week, Split 4, the Ruffians, as some have called them last week, and I like the name, the Ruffian Split. So I like to have little names for them. I think Clayton McBullough was it that called Split 3 the kiddie pool split. So we have the top split, the gentleman split, the kiddie pool split, and the Ruffians. I like that name. But now we're not at the Ruffians yet. They get their time to shine tomorrow. Now we're still with the kiddie pool, and let's see, to finish this broadcast, some of the highlights. I hope to see you soon.